Welcome back, crew. Exciting times today. Bitcoin, all-time new high, 123,000. Altcoins are lighting up like it's 2021 all over again. We got Ethereum surging, XLM and HBAR, okay, are going vertical, and major crypto regulation is about to shake the game. But is it too hot? Too fast? Let's break it all down. Welcome back, crew. It's your boy Tom here, bringing you the hottest in crypto action. If you like what you see, give us a like. Make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure you come on over to X and follow us on X, where we talk about Bitcoin and crypto all day, every day. All right, let's get right into it. Exciting times, really exciting times. We're glad that we helped you navigate through it. There were a lot of naysayers, a lot of people telling us we were crazy. But we stood fast, we held on strong, and we were proven so far correct. And we're looking to help you in the future. So make sure you like, subscribe, make sure you get in that live stream that we're going to be having on Wednesday. But anyway, all right, let's break it all down. Current price right now of Bitcoin, 121,845. Daily change up about 3,498, 3% up. Daily high so far, 122,852. Low about 118,000. Fresh all-time new high, 123,150. So let's get into the short-term analysis. All right, so as you can see right now, here's our brand new all-time high in Bitcoin. And you can see what kind of out of our fib channel right here a little bit. It actually rallied so fast and so hard that we popped out of the channel. We weren't staying in the channel. So what I have to do right now is I have to add another tool on top of this to give me a better understanding of exactly where we are. And I'm going to use Andrew's pitchfork. And how I'm going to use Andrew's pitchfork, very simply, is I'm going to take a pitchfork. I'm going to look at the high of this pennant that I set. I'm going to just go down to the low of the pennant. So it's a really tight pitchfork. It's not a major pitchfork. It's just coming up, and it's going to be touching the new all-time high right there. So it gives me a good indication of where I am as far as moving towards the ultimate target on this fib channel of 127,302. So Andrew Pitchfork says this: there is support at the meridian line right here at 121,000. If the marketplace breaks the meridian, okay, closes below it, and then it's confirmation on the next 2 hours, so a total amount of time, 4 hours. If it closes below with two deeper closes, we're heading down to this time right here, 120,000. And now that would confirm, if you remember, I said that I like to use a $6,000 complete delta for average true range on Bitcoin, because that's what the general delta has been, about $6,000 over a 20-day period. Now, it may have changed a little bit because we are now at upper levels. I did the delta when we were around like 93,000. I went back and I said, oh, it's about $6,000. So I could use a 50% rule using 3,000. And it kind of still holds up. I mean, it's not going to be that much of a difference because it's a statistical probability number. So right now, 123, if I take off 3, I come right down to this time right here, 119,750. Okay, so not saying Bitcoin's crashing. I'm just saying that we're going to start to consolidate. There's a lot of news that's happening right now. A lot of stuff is happening. There's a lot of institutional demand. I told you to keep an eye on this guy as well. IBIT, all right. It's up 3.92%. It's not open yet, so we don't know what the price is going to be, but make sure this is like the super secret little indicator that I told you about, because this basically shows you flows. So this will help you understand where money's going. If you start seeing this increase like crazy and the price goes up to like $70, Bitcoin's going to be at 130, 128, 129,000 at that point. So you're going to understand that iShare Bitcoin Trust ETF is a real good tool to use. So let's get back over to the short-term chart. So as we're seeing right now, of course, if we break up through this high of 123, 190, we're probably going to get resistance at around 124.5, 125 before we could get a pullback again. But really, Bitcoin is setting to to soar. So if we look at 2024 versus now, the Bitcoin replay is real. It's the same channel, same deviation, same bounce. History doesn't rhyme. Right now it's copying and pasting. Like, this is what I'm saying. Same channel right here. Same channel. Okay? Same deviations back and forth. Then the breakout. It's going to be getting ready for an intense rally. And we're going to get into that in a second because so what's happening here? Well, again, it's powered by major institutional demand and the buzz from the U.S. crypto week. Bitcoin is now up 30% year to date. Now, I don't care about this crypto week. The charts have been saying this for a long time, longer before the news. This news has hit the marketplace. The chart was printing and saying, "Hey, this is where we're going." Now, news kind of like if you're on the right side of a market, news generally tends to actually fuel the right side of a marketplace. I do believe that price makes the news, not so much that news makes the price. That's just my personal opinion. So right now, we got U.S. Crypto Week. Bitcoin is now up 30%, as I just said. Total market cap is now pushing 3.8 trillion. I can't stress this enough. All right, this is where I want to get into something here. Like, you witnessed the same move twice. Bitcoin faked out below the range, okay, right here, came down, it trapped the bears, okay, then it obliterated resistance. It blew right through resistance in 2024. Same thing is happening right now in 2025, okay? So if you missed 2024, 2025 gave you a second chance. Now, the key catalysts, okay, are U.S. Congress is reviewing three major bills: the Genius Act, the Clarity Act, the Anti-CBDC Surveillance Act. This could bring regulatory clarity, and Wall Street is loving it. Okay, I want to take you to one other chart here. Then I'm going to go back to the other chart. Right here, we're going to look at Bitcoin is nearing the red band. Historically, this marks peak greed, parabolic rallies, the beginning of the end. If you're still waiting to buy, you're kind of already behind. However, I want to show you something. I want to go a little bit deeper in this, okay? And I'm going to take you back into that Elliot wave stuff. Now, I believe that we are in wave 3, the major wave 3, but sub-wave 3. Each wave has different sub-waves, and they're marked by Roman numerals. So really, we are in sub-wave 3, okay? Setting the stage for sub-wave 4, which is right here. This is sub-wave 4. So what I'm thinking is that sub-wave 4 is going to occur right between 130 to 140,000. So in other words, we're still in major wave 3. We're in sub-wave 3 of that right now. In order to get into sub-wave 4, the market's got to climb up into this area. It's got to come up into 130 to 140,000. Now, sub-wave 4 is a consolidation wave. It's a sideways consolidation period that I believe is going to happen in between 130 and 140. Then it's followed by a final blow-off wave 5 that would occur like up around 160, 150, 160,000 before we would get the downturn. Now, then it would go into big wave 4. So this is kind of confirming exactly what's showing on this chart up here. Like, we're finally entering into the shorter term, okay, sub wave 4. And then we could get a blow off. Now, this chart is saying that this thing is it's going up to 213,000. That's fine. That's a longer term, because what I'm doing is I'm using Elliott wave on, say, a monthly. This is probably looking out forward much more forward, even though it says 3-week index. The monthly basically is showing that we are in this pattern right here that I just showed you, heading up into 4. We could get up to going into the final blow off phase of this up to like 160 before we get the retrace. Not saying it's going to crash, because then we got wave 4. And wave 4 is also another impulsive move. So there's a lot going on in Bitcoin, especially with Elliott wave itself. With wave 4, we would get a retrace, we'd get consolidation, and then we'd get another punch up again until finally we got wave 5, big wave 5 happening. All right, wait, enough of Elliott wave. Like I said, if you have any questions on it, I saw a guy make a comment on YouTube. I think that he's saying that he thinks we're in wave 5. I just got to ask him. I think that were you using weekly charts for that? Because we're using monthlies. So let me know in the comments, man. Let me know. All right, let's move on over to good old Ethereum. All right, we got Justin's trade cranking along right now. I want to take you over to WeX, where we showcase all our trades. The broker of our choice, low fees, fast execution. As you can see, he's got a trade going on in Ethereum. Average entry price 2,668. Market price right now, 3,042, up 140%. Got to get into the live streams. I can't stress it enough. We're happening one on Wednesday at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you get in. They're free, man. They're free. So let's move on over to his trade and see what's happening right now. We had this set up for you. Had a bull flag pattern. Marketplace is broken out. Now we are above that point. Remember I told you that this point was very, very important, where this could have been, an AB equals CD correction, but it failed. Now this is acting as support. 2020 is acting as support right now. Market is pulling up towards that 3,853 target that we got. Now, Ethereum just tagged a 5-month high by breaking through 3,070 intraday. It's riding the wave of rising staking demand and growing ETF interest, right? Institutions are paying attention. If we look at Ethereum, it's respected, constantly respected. Every short-term support and resistance that we got, okay? I want to take you to this chart. Well, I'll stay on this. Basically, what I'm just trying to say is that it's respected every short-term support that we had, and now it's seen one of the cleanest breakouts so far. You got to ask yourself, why are you still bearish? Okay, this is the disbelief phase, but the next wave is going to change that. We gave you this pattern weeks ago. I want to show it to you again. All right, right here, where we actually had the falling wedge bull flag pattern. When we were in the midst of this, even when we were down here, we're saying this marketplace is going to break out, and its target is 3,834. Okay, longer term, if we look at Ethereum versus Bitcoin, or Bitcoin versus Ethereum, Bitcoin did this in 2020. Ethereum is next. Okay, it's the same structure, it's the same resistance line, and it's the same shakeout before the liftoff. Okay, so we are here. We're looking to break through the top, slight pullback, and then a liftoff. Now we're saying 10,000 is the short-term target, or the longer-term target, but really right now, the short-term target is 3,834. Again, get in a live stream. Justin will actually go over that. So if we come over to Ethereum right here, I want to show you that Ethereum is actually repeating history. Back in 2020, the 50 MA support triggered a vertical rally. 2025 is setting up the same exact way. Ethereum does it not twice. This is a setup that could define the entire alt season. Ethereum is really getting hot. There's a lot of institutional demand for it. It's really, really getting hot. Pay attention to Ethereum. Pick your spots. Trade with your head not over it. Obviously, do your own research. Now, I want to take you over to this last final chart. I want to show you something here in Ethereum itself. I want to come back to Justin's trade for 1 second. I just want to actually, where is that chart? It's right here. Okay. So here's this. I failed to mention this. Here is now the new support point. If however this market turns down below this, there is going to be support right down here at 2007. I don't really see it happening. There's double support here, 2009-07, and there's definitely a support right here, 2008. So there's a lot of support for Ethereum right now. Like I said, I don't see it turn down, but I just wanted to make that point, okay? Because it's important to make that point. Now let's move on over to altcoins. All right, so altcoins themselves, I'm going to show you this chart. Altcoins, this is the pattern that prints profits. Altcoin market cap formed the same structure in 2023, descending wedge breakout, 2024, descending wedge breakout, 2025. Descending wedge breaking out right now. Same pattern in 2020, 2023, 2024. Every time face melting rallies. 2025 is next. I want to take you to this just so I can show you the RSI chart. Crypto is moving by the book. The RSI cheat code has called every cycle top. We're on the same trajectory, but with more fuel, more capital, and definitely more conviction. This top's not going to rhyme with history. It's going to rewrite history. We got top performers. We got XRP. We got Solana gaining 3%, tracking Bitcoin's momentum. Stellar XLM pumped 22%. And good old little HBAR is in the news, up 27% in 24 hours. Absolute monster rallies. Incredible. Oh, I want to give congratulations to one of our members of YouTube, or a guy that left a comment saying that he got long HBAR. Congratulations for you. Remember, do your own research. Just don't blindly follow. You know, we're not financial advisors, but really, congratulations. So it's not all sunshine, though, okay? We got to pay attention to some risky zones to monitor, right? Solana, there's $1 billion that could get wrecked if it drops below $150. XRP, 500 million at risk below $2.50. Hype, 60 million could liquidate below 43. There's too much leverage building up, so if Bitcoin wobbles, altcoins could get hit hard. Just got to pay attention to it. I don't really think that's really in the cards. All right, so let's just wrap it up for you. We're going to talk about actually Bitcoin itself. Bitcoin range 121,000, 123K. All-time new highs. Bullish U.S. policy shift is helping Bitcoin tremendously. Looking to get into that wave 4 of wave 3 up at that 130 to 140,000. So Ethereum itself, staking, we got ETF momentum's range so far 3,050, 3,070. It's up, it's good, it's moving to targets. Our first target 3,800, then the next target on the longer term, okay, we could say 4,000 instead of 38. We could say 4,000. That's fine. Right now, Sol, XRP, Hype, liquidation zones. There's a lot of leverage there, so we got to make sure that we pay attention to that. So, what's to watch next? Well, we got the House voting on the 3 big crypto bills. We got Bitcoin consolidation right around 120,000. We got to pay attention to leverage wipeouts. All right, before we wrap up, crew, I want to make sure that you're well aware of our trading community. Make sure you come on over in the description. You click this link, you'll be taken over to this site where we talk about crypto all day, every day. In there, we drop insane alpha trading opportunities. This is where you get into the live streams. A live stream happening Wednesday, 11 o'clock. Make sure you put it in your little calendar. Get in that live stream. We got breakout setups, long-term gens. We got you covered. You want to follow our trades on our trusted broker? Real easy. Come on over here. You click this link. You'll be taken over to WeX, the broker of our choice. Low fees, fast execution. So that's a wrap for today's market breakdown. I hope you got some value from it. I hope that the Elliot wave theory didn't confuse you. Remember, you can always follow us on X, where we talk about Bitcoin, crypto all day, every day. And remember, what do you have to do? Well, you got to stay sharp. You got to trade smart. You got to trade with your head, not over it. Make sure you smash the like, drop a comment for us. Tell us what you're trading. Also, again, do your own research. And if you're a short-term trader, enjoy the party, but dance near the door. Cheers.